All right, thanks so much for everyone for hopping on this afternoon. My name is Margaret Myers, and I am the Director of Partnerships and Business Development here at Bridge Financial Technology. We are really excited to have our new partner, SmartRIA Compliance, with us today to be giving this webinar, which will be highlighting our latest partnership and integration with them. So today I am joined by Adrian Carr, the Chief Technical Officer at SmartRIA, and today we're going to be going through just an overview of the partnership and integration to start, demos of our product, and then I will turn it over to SmartRIA to give a product demo of their platform as well, and then we will wrap up with some questions, a Q&A session at the end. So before getting started, diving into everything, first just want to acknowledge everything that is going on today. Hope everyone is at home, safe and healthy. And again, we appreciate you hopping on, giving us this time today to go through this presentation. So we'll be following up after as well if there are specific one-off questions about your business and your firm that you want to go over as well. But again, today, the purpose is just to give an overview of the partnership and then a high-level overview of both of our platforms as well. So to start, an overview of our mission and partnership. So both firms, this was an easy partnership and one that we were very excited about because both firms are focused on making easy to use software, and our goal is to help advisors serve more clients more efficiently and more effectively. So collectively, the two systems specialize in automated data management, so getting the data from your custodian or custodians, reconciling that data so that you can use it for fee billing and invoicing, client performance tracking, and in-client reporting, as well as compliance monitoring and compliance alerts. So with that, I'm going to hop over to our system and start by giving just a quick overview of the Bridge platform, which we call Atlas. So hopefully everyone can see my new screen right here. What you're looking at is the Atlas dashboard. So this dashboard can be configured for different sizes of firms, but at a high level, what you're looking at right now is the landing page. So when advisors log into Bridge or log into Atlas, they're logging into this view. So on this main screen, you are going to get client insights. So Bridge is the system that is your portfolio management tool. We are getting the data from your custodian, we are doing the account reconciliation, and then we're using that data to provide insights on your client portfolios, provide you with reports, and then provide you with billing capabilities as well. So on this main landing page off to the right, you can see this activity screen. Within here, you can access your most recent billing report, download a PDF report, and then you can also view key transactions within your client accounts. Again, on this dashboard, we're taking the data that we are getting from the custodian, and we are trying to repurpose it and break it down in ways that are helpful and useful to analyze what's going on within your client accounts. So you've got this cash monitoring screen here that allows you to review at an account level or group at a household level to review large changes in cash balances within client accounts. Within the security ownership report, you can easily type in a ticker or a symbol, and then it will return who holds that position, how much they hold, and then you can export this to Excel. So anytime on our dashboard that you see this button, that means that you can export that view to Excel. I'm going to start by showing a quick workflow. So this is how to access a client report. So within our system, we will actually automatically run quarterly or monthly PDF reports for all of your client accounts and households. You can start by doing that. Search a client account by name. It will pull up the accounts and households associated with that name. And then within this household details screen, you'll see all of the accounts with links to access that account directly, and then printable reports for that account. So you can easily just click download that PDF report, and then you can print it off for a client meeting, email it to a client, whatever you're looking to do with that report. So 2 types of reports in the system, your standard PDF report, and then we also have what are called on-demand client reports. So in our system, we call those web-based reports. The web-based report is just an on-demand report with updated information every single day from the custodian. So you can come in here, search for the client account or household that you are trying to look up. You can select the sub-report options that you want to review, and then you can select the time period in question. If you wanted to generate any of these reports to a PDF, you can do so simply by clicking this button. So this is a great resource if clients call in. Advisors will come to the web-based report section. They'll be able to come in and see updated information through previous close of business on their client accounts. So as you can see in here, we have high-level summary information on client accounts. We're tracking time-weighted performance returns along with customized benchmarks that advisors want to add. If you wanted to see since inception of a client account, we have various charts showing household performance. So again, time-weighted performance since inception of the account, and then also breaking it down to show net investment. So a chart that's easy for clients to understand, seeing their portfolio balance, what they've put in, versus where the portfolio is at now. Asset allocation tracking. We track various transactions, so realized gains and losses would be one of them. And then finally, this appraisals report. This is going to show advisors and clients all of the holdings within their client account or their client household. So you can view this at various levels depending on what you're trying to review. So if you drag down this classification header, you can sort through the table based on what you want to review. Again, you can export this to Excel. So trying to provide this information in a way that's easy for advisors to understand, easy for clients to understand, and also if you wanted to get this information out of the system to do further analysis, making that easy to do so as well. The last capability I wanted to touch on for today is our billing. I'm not going to run through all of the billing setup customizations here, but I'm happy to do that on a one-on-one demo. We can change around the fee structures, which account is being debited for the fee, which advisor is getting the revenue share, and then also which assets are being billed. So lots of flexibility on the billing itself. Actually running the billing each month or quarter, advisors will simply come into the system, select the time period that they want to run the billing for, and then click Run Billing Report. The billing report will give you a summary of how we calculated the fees for that month or quarter, so whatever that billing cycle is, highlight any accounts with low or insufficient cash, and then provide an audit trail within the system that can be used for an advisor to spot check, or again, to be used on an ongoing basis for audit trail purposes. We also provide the custodian file pre-formatted to be uploaded to the appropriate custodian, and then we have invoices as well. So our platform, again, we are the data source from the custodian, so getting various data points like account values, assets, positions, etc., and then being able to push that out to various platforms. So in this example, for SmartRIA, we are pushing various data points into their system. So I'm going to turn it over to Adrian to go ahead and share his screen and go through the SmartRIA platform, how some of the data from Bridge is complementary.
Okay, want to thank everyone for joining us today. So first of all, let me just go ahead and say that I am not a professional demoer, but fortunately I have Amy Easterleaf, who is our client success manager from our team as well here, so she'll be helping me out. So wanted to mention that right before this demo, I accidentally wiped out all the test data I had put in, so we're not going to see everything, but I think you'll get the idea. But it's a very comprehensive platform, and we're going to kind of skim a high level, but if anyone wants any more information, be sure and let us know. We'd love to show you more. I'm going to go ahead and share my screen here. 1 second. All right, can everyone see my screen? Should see a compliance calendar up here.
Yep, I can see it.
Okay, all right, great. So we're going to show you, I'm going to kind of skim through two roles. We have multiple roles in our system, and the first one we're going to look at is from the advisor perspective, and then the other one we're going to look at is from the CCO perspective, or compliance team perspective. So so some of the things, the main thing SmartRIA is for is really our main thing is about protecting clients, through oversight and surveillance, minimizing risk for wealth management firms, and helping people be ready in the event of an audit. So the way we kind of do this is we have we can identify alert, reconcile, report, and we're going to talk about all those things. So we'll start with, so from an advisor perspective, you start here with your compliance calendar. There's a built-in default compliance calendar that comes with the platform. And there's a large suite of tasks that are time-based that need to be filled out. And they'll just automatically show up here on the dashboard, and that can be completely customized by firm. And so this is one, as an example, from an advisor. I've logged in as Sanjay here at BridgeFT in his demo account. So he's got, as a new employee, he has a personal securities holdings form task to do. Well, the way he would fill out this task, and this was scheduled like on his start day, which I set a start date to today. Basically said there's or the start day is the 28th, and but he's here, and you can start a form. You can fill out this form is the way you complete the task. And so he'll sign it, and you can sign and submit it, and it would then go to the compliance team to be reviewed. And that whole process provides an auditing perspective. It shows there's an active compliance program, and all these forms are stored in the system and can be reported on at any time, and they can be automatically downloaded in the event of an audit. And we can then provide a zip file, to SEC or FINRA very easily. We've had quite a few people who have gone through large audits who have said our product was indispensable. It just provides a lot of, makes a lot of things easier, and makes that process faster as well. So on here, we have some alerts, and I have just recently wiped out the alerts, unfortunately, all the ones we went to and set up. So we won't see those, but we're showing an example of what they look like in this TCO view. We have document storage where we can store company files. You can store your own files, all digitally in a worm compliant format. And look at clients. We'll go look at clients, for example, here. So let's look at, say Mike Smith. So there's an example where I have Mike Smith, and look, you can see their household has Mike and Molly in them. So any client or household alerts will be based on this whole household. We also have account alerts. And that's one of the things we're excited about this partnership with BridgeFT is that we can run alerts that will show, okay, this account hasn't had any trading activity in the last year. And so as a compliance team, that you want to know if you're managing a lot of advisors, do you have advisors that are charging fees but are not actively managing the accounts? And so we can look at the accounts that come in from Bridge, and don't mind this one, it's some test data, it's not perfect, but you can have accounts that come in automatically from Bridge, and then we'll scan those accounts and look and say, have there been any trades in the last 6 months or last year, whatever the setting is you want to see. And if that doesn't happen, then we'll generate an alert that goes to the advisors, and the advisors need to show what are they going through to do to remediate that problem. And then that goes to the compliance team who can review it, and they can create an audit trail that shows that they have approved it or rejected it, or maybe they need a better plan. Some of the other things we can do, we have in here that's very popular is we make the client annual review process easy. We have these predefined templates which can be modified if anyone would like to. And we can basically say, okay, I met with the client on this date, and I met them, via phone or video conference. And so then just fill it out, submit it for the compliance team to review as well. So we also have file storage here. And so you can put any kind of correspondence or financial planning or anything you want per client. And then going back to the dashboard, we also have some quick access forms. So our advertising is if you have like some advertising you want to submit for review or a gift report, and those also go to the compliance team and for review, and then they'll come back and they can approve or reject, and it can be a very fast, easy process, and all storage on our platform in one place. So, Amy, is there anything you want to add about this part right here before we switch over to the CCO view?
I think that's good. You might just show some of the reports. It's just really easy to access whatever you're looking for as far as, if you want to set the different parameters, where are things in the approval process. If you've submitted any of your advertisements, you can see if it's pending CCO approval. And
yes, that's a very good idea. One thing we are pretty proud of is our reporting. We do try to make it easy, so you can see. If we had completed forms here, you could download them as a zip file and see things that are incomplete, or what status, what tasks I need to run. So I can run this and say, oh, here's some tasks and things that I need to do, and what the due date is, if there were any notes, things like that. So if I had any alerts, I could run the alerts here, and I don't have any because I accidentally wiped them out. But we also have reporting on clients, which clients have not had an annual review. I can look and say, okay, what scheduled meetings are coming up, for example. Quite a few. One of the things we're working on is making the ADV reporting easier by adding in more and more fields for clients and accounts, and they're all exportable by CSV and PDF. So that's that. I'm going to switch over now to the CCO view. So now I'm going to, as a compliance team here. So the compliance team obviously has a whole lot more tasks and things to do, because these can be quarterly things, and there's a complete forms library. As I mentioned, that we have a compliance calendar library that comes with the platform, and that's completely customizable. We also have a complete forms library that's customizable, and you can create your own forms as well. And so if you have any of these, like your form ADV part 2 due March 31st, you can come here, and you can then say, okay, in this case, there's not a form to fill out, but I can, in our system, but you can go and view a link that talks, it's an SEC link that tells what it is and what you need to do. You can add comments, or you could even just mark that as complete. And in here, we also have a calendar view where you can see I'm in my calendar here. These are the things that I need to do, or exportable to Google Chrome, or to Google Mail, Outlook, iCal. And then you also have a master calendar here. And in the master calendar, you can see who has things due, and all of these come with the platform, and it was basically created over the course of several years through many different compliance consultants helping, and compliance attorneys contributing back to our platform. So one of the things you can also do is on here you can see who has things to do. And if I look at some of these, I go, okay, who has to do them? So this one's done, and you can see that there's you say, oh, yep, Sanjay and Rashid, they still need to do these. So it's real easy to see a real quick view of what your employees have done, have completed, and not completed. So some other things we should talk about is they also have the compliance team has access to the clients as well. So if we go in and we just search for Smith, it gives you a real quick, easy way to go and see. And one of the nice things about this as well, you can then go and look at it the same way the advisors can. But you also see any related alerts that are down here related to that client. So some other things here under the management and CCO. Yes, we have management alerts that will show up here, and when people submit forms. But we also have a file storage for the compliance team. These are the things that we want to not show to the rest of the company. but anything that's uploaded in here can be downloaded as a zip file. So if I wanted to download any all folders and subfolders as a zip file, if you're in an event of an audit, you can then easily hand that over to people. So some other things we mentioned, a master calendar, a master forms library. Those can be completely changed around here. We have a large library of forms built in, and you can also create your own forms if you like, and your own tasks. It's quite easy. So one of the other things we talked about was, that Amy mentioned, was reports. And reports there's a lot of reports available for the compliance team. What I mentioned here is completed forms download. So for example, if there's an your new employee attestations, and you're an auditor asked to see them, you could just download those as a zip file here very easily. And you can then look at your task. You can say, okay, I want to see what are all the tasks that need to be done. What's the report of these, and how is Sanjay doing? And go, okay, he's not running behind on any of them yet. And look and see. But if I wanted to, I could say, hey, Sanjay, you need to do this. Don't get to do this task. If he was running behind, and that creates a note and kind of an audit trail there as well. The last thing we should talk about is, this is a fairly new thing, is trade monitoring. Is we now have the ability with the Bridge partnership, we can look at client accounts that have come in and client transactions, and we can compare them to employee accounts and transactions, and say, do we see people in do we see this? Like, for example, did an employee make a trade on the same day as a client? And if so, then we can review that. We can set blackout dates and create trading rules that are very customizable. So here, if anyone buys Google, it would be automatically deny if it's greater than $500. A very, very flexible, powerful system to monitor what's going on. You can create rules that say, okay, for any transaction under $500, just automatically approve, or anything over a certain amount to automatically alert me. Very very powerful thing that we're real excited to have coming out, and Bridge is going to be a huge partner in that. So I know that was a fast skim, but Amy, is there anything else we should talk about here?
No, I think that's great, unless there's any questions.
There is a question answer button at the bottom of the screen. So if there are questions, feel free to submit those through there. And then I can go ahead and read those off for the group. We do have one question on how does it work for multiple advisors in the system. I can take that on the Bridge side, and then Adrian and Amy, I'll turn it over to both of you for your platform. Within Bridge, we can have different, any number of users within our system, and then we can segment out the roles. So meaning we can segment out who views what accounts, and then we can also break out who views what functionality. So if you don't want someone in there editing the billing, for example, but you do want them to be able to see client reporting, we can segment out the roles like that. So it is very flexible with a number of users or multiple users within the system. And then Adrian, I know you showed the different views for the CCO and advisor, but if you wouldn't mind just touching on that.
Sure. So in SmartRIA, we actually have some people in compliance teams with with 150 advisors, for example, that they have to manage. And as obviously that can be a very, very difficult task. But the advisors each have their own login, and all of the things that they do are available to the compliance team, and it allows the compliance team to have a view of which advisors are missing annual reviews, for example, or who have high cash concentrations. And so it kind of gives a summary there. We have some things that are kind of, okay, this is an alert, this is something you might want to look at, and other things that are more more just done routinely, like tasks. And we can look and see, okay, who's overdue on these tasks? But we make it very, very easy from the compliance team perspective.
Awesome.
Does that answer the question?
Yeah.
Okay.
Doesn't look like we have any other questions coming through right now. So we can, I think, go ahead and end the meeting, give everyone 15, 20 minutes of their day back. Thanks again for hopping on, and you'll be hearing from us after if there are any follow-up questions. I know Adrian, Amy, and I all kind of went through the platforms quickly, but oftentimes I know that there are more in-depth questions based on your firm and your needs. So we're happy to go through those separately as well. All right. Thanks so much.
All right, thank you, everyone.
Take care.